Chapter 15:13. At this moment, everyone present was stunned. Not only Haruto and Kenji who came to provoke, but even Oren's family of three were shocked and speechless. This god of war and a realm master were both very famous figures in Eastcliff. The two had killed countless people and had never suffered any defeats. Anyone who mentioned them would be disgraced. However, the two of them couldn't even handle a single move in front of Alex. At least there must be back and forth in normal battles. As the saying goes, you punch me and kick me, see what you do, and look for flaws. This is what a master can do. But Alex suddenly rushed up, and the two hands pinched the two top masters into this bird shape, which made people wonder, how strong is his strength? Alex ignored the shock of these people. He looked at these two people contemptuously, and said coldly, "Don't say I didn't give you a chance to survive, kneel down and call Dad. If the call is nice and pleasant, I'll spare your lives. Will you?" The two of them stared at Alex with a look of resentment. Although they could not speak, their expressions were full of resentment and dissatisfaction. Alex nodded, and said with a smile, "A god of war, a realm master, there really is something. He is not very capable, and his temper is not small. Okay, if that's the case, then reincarnate in the next life and be a good person." After speaking, increased their strength a bit, making the two immediately feel the fear of death. Although these two murdered countless people, in the final analysis, they were also greedy for prosperity and wealth. Otherwise, they would not sell their lives to Haruto. Therefore, when the death approached, both of them were in agreement, and they began to feel extreme panic and pain. They are not reconciled to die like this. After all, there are so many riches and glory in the world that they have not enjoyed, or have not enjoyed enough. They have been working hard at the border for so many years, and they have gone all the way to the present, in order to be able to enjoy the life of a master. However, it is not worth it to die in vain before enjoying a few years of blessing. Afterwards, the god of war held by Alex on his left hand shouted hoarsely, "Dad, Dad." Because Alex's voice was stuck tightly, his voice was very small, almost inaudible, but his mouth shape was still in place, and he really wanted to admit it. Alex nodded in satisfaction, took the lead in letting go of his left hand for a few minutes, and sneered, "Come on, give a good call." The god of war burst into tears, and said in a hoarse voice, "Dad, please spare my life." Alex nodded, "Well, good son, since you are so sincerely begging Dad to forgive you, then Dad will show mercy and forgive you this time." The god of war was overjoyed immediately, and at this moment, the realm master who Alex was holding on his right hand was about to faint. Suddenly seeing his good brother named Alex's father was forgiven, he immediately called him father desperately. Of course, he couldn't make any sound in his throat, he could only make gestures. Seeing that he was about to call Dad, Alex relaxed his right hand and sneered, "Come on, give you a chance to scream." The man was extremely humiliated, but in order to survive, he was still like a quail and honestly shouted, "Dad, please forgive me, Dad." Alex nodded with satisfaction and said, "Seeing that you two are still a little sincere, then I will give you a chance to survive. Kneel on the ground and call Dad. This time if the call is good, I will let you go." The god of war blurted out and protested, "You asked me to call Dad. I have already called. Why didn't you let me go and let me call Dad on my knees?" Alex smiled and said, "The first thing I said was to kneel down and call Dad. If you don't call, then I will let you die with dignity, and you can figure it out." The realm master on the side angrily said, "How can I say that it is also the realm master of the north? Back then, I was able to defeat 100 against 100.